Hello, welcome everyone. Oh, let's remove the keyboard. Right, welcome. How are you all? By the way, I'm Paula. I'm in New Zealand, for those that don't know. It's now just about 10 o'clock in the morning on a Wednesday. So for you, those that don't know, it's a Wednesday at 10 o'clock in New Zealand, and it is very, very windy. And so here I am, ready to do the readings for you. Now, thank you very, very much for the, oh, thanks, Egyptian Famous. I just did the list here that I had. So thank you very much, Egyptian Famous, for doing that list. That's a really big help. Just make sure that people know not to put their questions in until I'm ready. Please hold your questions. That's really cool until I'm absolutely ready. So the first 3 people I'm doing. No, I don't do super chat yet. I'm not qualified. I'm not qualified for super chat. So everything goes through Ko-Fi. Okay, and with Ko-Fi, depending on your payment method, is available to you. So $3.59 on a Tuesday for you, Bart. I'm in a time zone. Use the TARDIS, so to speak. Right, so I'm just taking a minute to take a breath. Okay, so the first 3 people, Egyptian Famous has typed up the list for me. Thank you very, very much. That's a big help. So the first three people, of course, is Eldonna, LH, and Amazing Fruits. And then I will do Bart, SD, and K. Then I'll do Famous, Yelp, Yeek, May, A, and Mizrak at this stage. Okay, so let me just do 3 at a time, and then I'll know exactly where I am in regards to questions. Try not, I want to make sure that everybody is available. Don't forget, donations do take priority. So sorry, I don't have super chat. I'm not qualified for it yet. You have to go through the Ko-Fi link or the PayPal link. That's the only way to do it. Please read the description box down below so you can see how you can connect with me with your outside of the YouTube. So let's begin this journey. See who's here and who's got questions for us. I know it can be a little bit slow coming through from from YouTube. It can be a bit slow with the chats, but let's have a look and see where we're at here. So Eldonna, a general for you, Eldonna. Okay, so I'm going to actually start with the Hoodoo Tarot for you. I don't know why, straight away I just got Hoodoo. Just stood staring at me. It was in the bag and I had to go and pull the bag out to do it. So let's have a look. A general for you. So what does Eldonna need to know in general? What's going on with... Oh, that flew out. The first one that flew out was 7 of Coins. What do you want to bring into your life? What do you want to harvest into your life? It's very much about reflecting, contemplating, thinking about your fortune, thinking about what you actually want to bring in regards to your health. Could be really important. Oh, gee, that flew out as well. Did it hit me in the face? What have we got? Okay, 2 cards actually flew out, so I'm going to do them both. Here we've got 5 of Knives. So you might be feeling a little bit like you're defeated, like things are not quite going in your way at the moment. So you've got to turn that around. I feel like you've got to turn that around and able to become to become more in control of the situation here, about deciding what you actually want to be, a bit of a winner here. So I think it's important for you to sort of turn around and be able to sort of feel like things are going in the right direction for you here. We've got this sense of moving forward. Be careful about not rushing into situations, making sure that you're contemplating, reflecting, strategizing in the direction you actually want to go in. So there's a lot of reflecting, a lot of thought going into what do you want to actually bring into your life in many aspects of your life here. That's really important for you. So being able to do that is really important. Okay. There's a lot of contemplation, a lot of thinking, a lot of strategizing in the direction that you actually want to move into. Okay, so next on the list we have, oh, Mizrak, I'm really sorry that it doesn't, your credit card's not allowing you to use through Ko-Fi. Okay. Surprised with that, because normally it seems to sort of go through with PayPal and things like that, with the PayPal link as well. PayPal link that's down below. Usually credit cards can go right through with PayPal, no problem at all. So it must be settings with your credit card, maybe. Okay, so here we've got LA Amazing Fruits and Bart. So I need 3 questions, please. LH, Amazing Fruits, and Bart. Oh, I've got a ringing in my ears. Wait a minute. What's coming through? It's a bit of a weird. I haven't had that for a while. Ooh. Okay, so waiting for LH. I don't know what LH's question actually is. Oh, here we go. I have got it in my I know she might have disconnected it with. How's mine fill it? Here and then Amazing Fruits. Right, LH. So let's use the Waterfall Tarot. So you want to know how your mum's feeling. How's your mum feel? Oh, okay. I feel like there's a lot of reflection, a lot of wisdom gained from it, a lot of knowledge gained from the situation. I think you need to listen to your mum's criticism, basically. I think your mum's got a lot of knowledge that you might find helpful. Yeah, I think it's very important that really I feel like your mum's got a lot of knowledge to share with you. She might have a lot of critique in how you can improve the situation here. I think you might feel as though I think there's a lot of room for improvement is what I'm basically getting here, is that there's a lot of room for improvement, LH, in regards to the situation. Okay, I think your mum feels like there could be a lot of she's got a lot of wisdom, a lot of knowledge, and that she feels that she could be a little bit critical of the situation, but I think that's really important to listen to her. Okay, so here we have here. Don't forget, I need questions from SD or Bart. Need questions from Bart, SD, and K. What do I need to know in regards to my video editing job? Amazing Fruits. What do you need to know? Let's have a look here. Okay, I'm going to use Gilded Tarot Royale. So what do you know to know in regards to your editing job offer? Oh, that was interesting. 3 cards flipped out here. Amazing Fruits. First thing is look at what you're focusing on. Very important to look at what aspect of the job that you're actually focusing on. That's very important here. Okay, I think you need to take a moment to stop and pause, reflect on what you want to achieve in regards to this video editing job. I think there's a lot of things looking at what are you focusing on. Take a moment to pause, to reflect, to contemplate on your goals in regards to this. And look at your experience that you're gaining. Look at the memories that you've gained. Look at your emotional connections to the job situation. So I think it's very much about pausing, taking a moment, not rushing, just reflecting. I feel like there's a lot of reflection in these three cards here. It's all about reflecting, contemplating. I think there's a lot of things that you need to think about and analyze, connect with in many ways. It feels quite emotional connection. I feel like there's a lot of pause, a lot of stopping. Don't rush any video editing jobs. It's always about slowing down. I feel like there's a lot of pausing, looking at, reflecting on what are you focusing on, which aspect are you focusing on. Here you've got reflecting, contemplation. Here you've got that sense of reflecting on the past. Again, what knowledge or what have you gained from your experience of the past. So there is a lot of reflecting and stuff. There's a lot, when you look at these three cards, it's very much about taking that moment to reflect. Okay, so DLH quickly, but interesting. Why do I enjoy writing Degrassi? Let's do cats rule the earth. The Bart. Why do you enjoy writing Degrassi? Okay. I feel like it allows you to escape. I feel like there's a sense of escaping from the outside world in a way. It allows you to escape for a moment. That's the words I got there, but I got the words escape, which is quite interesting here. It allows you to use your passion. I feel it, and your creativity. It allows you to nurture your creativity. You're able to escape from the outside world. You're able to nurture your creativity here. You nurture your energy, which is super important. Okay. It offers you opportunities as well. Does offer you opportunities to sort of move forward on your life, to look at things from a practical aspect as well. I think there's a lot of I think it also keeps you grounded. I get the words grounded here. It keeps you grounded in many ways. Thanks, Bart. So, but I feel it allows you to escape from the outside world and nurtures your creativity, which is really important here. It allows you to also stay very grounded and very practical in your approach to other aspects of your life. It sort of gives you a moment to sort of just breathe. It gives you a moment to breathe. So yeah, I think that's why you enjoy writing your Degrassi stories so much, because it allows you that moment to sort of escape from reality, escape from the outside world. Just gives you a moment to nurture your creativity, your energy. I feel like there's a lot of sort of renewal energy within you, because it gives you that opportunity to just breathe for a moment and just look at opportunities that arise for you. So there we are, but right, let's have a look. What's next? Who's next? Who have we got? Okay, SD. Then K. Okay, so best for me, let me just pause. Sure, yeah, I've got the right folder here. Let's see if any court cards come up. Who's coming towards you in love? What's happening with love? What does SD need to know in regards to love? Whoa. Okay. Firstly, you're going through a lot of transformations. You're going through some changes, SD. Okay, you need to transform. You need to make some changes in your life before any love can come into your life here. It's all about, interesting, because we get the Magician and I got it reversed. So in a way, I get a very sort of untrustworthy, someone who's not very honest. I think you really need to look beyond the illusion. You need to look beyond the surface. Look at what's possible. Look at the limits or the restrictions that might be placed. Only because I got it reversed, which is why, but I just turned it around for the moment. Just for you to sort of, I want to sort of turn that around for you to be able to, I feel like you're going through a lot of transformation, a lot of changes going on. Okay, so you really need to look beyond the illusion. I think there's a lot of self-healing being done here, a lot of using your own tools, your own abilities to make the decisions, use your own mind. The sword stood out very, very clearly in this one. The sword just drew me straight in here. I think you need to be quite logical. You need to analyze the situations and the facts and things that are going on. You need to look at what's going within you. You need to look at what's actually going on within yourself because it's affecting your outside world here. Okay, so a lot of it is really about dealing with your own healing aspect. I feel like there is a light at the end of the tunnel. There is a sense of moving into a light. You're cleansing away the old stuff. You're stepping on the old stuff here. I keep getting like you're stepping on the old. You're releasing the old. You're getting rid of the old. You're trampling the old so that you can move into new faith, new beliefs in yourself. You can create a sense of renewal, rebirthing. A sense of new energy coming into play here for you. And that's all about you being able to look within yourself, use your truth of the situation, communicate clearly, looking beyond the surface, because I feel like there's a lot of healing. If you're not careful, you're going to move into accepting people who are not good for you in your life. Okay, we got that reversal here. I get that sense of being, people coming into your life that are not trustworthy. And if you're not careful, you're going to let them in. So you've got to turn that around and look beyond the illusion, look beyond the surface and start to really look within yourself. Okay, so there's a lot of healing to do before any new love comes in. Okay, next on the list was Kay. Kay was wondering if I should reach out to a H. Right. Okay, Kay, you're wondering if you should reach out to Elijah. Whew. Let's have a look. You're wondering if you should reach out to Elijah. What's going on here? Let's use Deck of Heroes. Let's see what the Deck of Heroes have to say. Okay. Should you whoa! Wow, that sort of flew out. Let's have a look. What flew out here? Here we've got 8 of Swords. You're trapping yourself. You're waiting. You're being patient. I think it's very much about breaking free from the limitations that you're placing on yourself by the situation that's going on here. We've got this 4 of Cups, the sense of sort of, again, you've got that waiting with the 4 of Cups. 8 of Swords, there's a lot of pausing. You're waiting around instead of getting on with your own life here. I think it's time for you to sort of get on with your own life. Time for you to break free from the restrictions that this situation is placing on you. And it's time to really, really make the decisions to live your life. I feel like you're very trapped in your mind. You're trapped in your heart. You are expecting things to be a certain way, it's time for you to sort of break free from that, from those thoughts, that idea. I think it's time for you to start living your life is what I'm getting with this here. I'm getting a lot about breaking free from these restrictions, this moment of pausing, the sense of discontentment, unsatisfied with your life. It's time to break free from that and start to live your life for you. Start to live your life for you. Okay, so should you reach out to Elijah? I think it's time for you to start breaking free from this thoughts. It's time for you to allow yourself to live, because I feel like you're just waiting. You're just, it's time to live. It's time to live your life, and what you do with it is totally up to you. You're in control. You are in control of how you choose to react to situations. What you choose to do is your life here. Okay, so that's really important for you to break free from what's keeping you restricted in this thoughts and ideas. What's got you thinking about? What are you thinking about? It's time to sort of start living your life. Choose to react in new ways here. So totally up to you if you should reach out to Elijah or not, but it's time to start living your life. Everyone will be added to the list automatically. Please do not post your questions until I'm ready for you. I'll tell you when to post your questions, because otherwise they get lost in chat. So please don't post your questions until I'm ready for you. Egyptian Famous has done a list, and I will continue to update that list when because Egyptian Famous does. I don't know if Amazing Fruit's still here or any of the other mods. They can create a list as well. If any of the mods are here, they can create lists. They can let you know. But everyone will be added to the list within the hour, and then after that hour, I'll then just wrap up. So we still got half an hour. So, yep, Egyptian Famous still here. So we're still doing the list here. Okay, so the list so far is, so I'm up to Egyptian Famous, your question. Egyptian Famous, did you type in a question? No, I know you've just done the list for me. You've been amazing, as always. So don't forget, everybody is added to the list automatically. Everybody's added to the list. Don't forget that. Everybody will be added. Please just be patient. Please do not post your questions until asked. Okay, I'm up to Egyptian Famous, YOUIR, and May. Okay, for you, I feel like I'm going to do the coffee tarot for you, because I don't do this very often. Egyptian Famous, and yeah, can you type in your question, please? Don't forget, if you donate, you will skip the line. You will, of course, you'll get more cards. Right, Egyptian Famous. Let's have a look. Love messages. What's going on here? What does Egyptian Famous need to know? Oops, that was me being clumsy. Just make sure none of the... Right, let's have a look. Love messages. Yep, please stop posting your questions. You get lost. Unless I ask for it. Just post it once is really cool. Thank you. Right, Egyptian Famous. And Yolk. And who's after Yolk? Oh, May. May I? Love messages. Right, what's going on for Egyptian famous? What does Egyptian famous need to know with love in regards to Q? Okay, sun shining on the situation. It feels like there's a choice of happiness, joy. Kind of feel like there's a sense of perseverance, keep going sort of energy. All about nurturing your emotions. It's all about dealing with any emotional needs that you've got within yourself here. So I feel like there's a sense of everything going to be really positive. Hi, May. Can I have your question, please? May I? May I? May I? Okay, so yeah, I feel like everything's sort of positive here. A lot of perseverance, a lot of nurturing of their emotions. I feel like everything's sort of moving in the right direction here. Yes, please. Okay, so yeah, really important. I think that everything's sort of moving in the right direction for you. It's all about that perseverance, keep going, nurturing your emotions is really important here. Making sure also that you're taking care of yourself. But there is happiness and joy. So when I asked about the love messages, the Sun card came out. So to me, that everything was all good, that everything was all positive. Yeah. Okay. Okay, May, that's fine. Thank you. Right, next was yolk. Yep, that's fine. Yep, you can use anything. Yeah, you can donate, no worries at all. It'll come up automatically. Yolk, it'll come up automatically, whatever you normally use. If you want to donate, for sure. Let's do this first, and then if you want to donate, let me know. Yeah, it doesn't matter where you are in the world, you can donate. It'll just come up automatically. Okay, so let's do this first using Supernatural Tarot. I love my Supernatural. It's one of my decks that I've got two of. Oh, I got both from Insight Publishing and Titan. Or is he sleeping? So what's going on here? And then if you want to donate, yeah, no worries. It'll just automatically change it to, I'm sure it'll change it to you. It doesn't really matter anyway, even if it's in European, because my PayPal's actually New Zealand dollars, so it will transfer. I just convert it later. So you just do whatever you need to do. Right, did Samson read my messages, or is he ignoring it? Okay, interesting. What did I get? First card I got here was 10 of Pentagrams. 10 of Pentagrams is sort of a yes, it's a wealth. It feels like something sort of coming into play here. Here we've got the Hanged Man. It's like he's looking at all the perspectives. He's looking at what's going on. He's not really ignoring it as such. He's just looking at all his options. He's just looking at things from a different point of view. And interesting, because it feels like he's got a lot of stuff going on here. It feels like he's moving around. He's running around. We've got the 8 of Bones here. So I feel like he looked at your message. He's not ignoring it. He's just looking at all his options. I just feel like he's got busy, like he's moving around. I get like he's busy with the 8 of Bones here, with the movement. I just feel like he's got a lot of stuff going on. He's not really ignoring you. He's just really busy at the moment. And so, yes, I feel like he looked at the message. He's looking at all his options. He's looking at things going on. And so I feel like he is I got the word sacrifice as well, sort of came through just quite strongly just then, the word sacrifice. So that sense of, that's why I keep getting like he's just busy at the moment. He's looking at other things. He's trying not to sacrifice his time with other stuff. He works night shift. Okay. So yeah, I just feel like he's got a lot of stuff going on here. So I just feel like he's busy. He's looking at other things. So he's just busy. So he's not ignoring you. He's just busy at the moment. So there. May, right. Oh. So what is S up? So thank you for the donation from Yin. So what's S up to these days when it comes about me? Let's use the Moon Baby Tarot for this one. What's S up to when it comes about me? Oh, okay, you're next. So if you want to add your question, your second question in a bit more. Right, cool. What's S up to these days when it comes about me? Let's have a look. What's S up to when it comes to me? What's S up to when it's about, oh, there we go. 2 cards flew out here. We get the sense of awakening. Okay, there is an awakening to the situation. There is a sense of renew. I just keep getting awakening. The words awakening just seems really strong. Like there is this thinking about you. There is this sort of like a moment of stuff. And there is just sort of, again, with the 9 of Pentacles, I get that sense of taking time out from the situation. So I feel like S these days is just taking some time out. So there was an awakening. There was a hit of thoughts and ideas, a sort of I definitely feel like there was a hit, an idea, like there was this moment of thinking about you and stuff like that. But they just feel like they're taking some time out is what I get here. Is taking some time out for themselves. With the 9 of Pentacles, I get the sense of just taking time out for themselves. It's a bit of self-care. You had that word in your head. I love it. I love it when things like that happening there. That sense of awakening. There is this idea about them, but there's definitely that sense of taking time out for themselves. Okay, so just take a breath. I think it's a reminder too for you to sort of take time out for yourself. Don't worry too much about stuff. Things will start to flow in their sense of renewed energy. There's a sense of resurrection, a sense of that sense of awakening. So interesting indeed. Okay, so you want to know what's going on with this relationship. You broke up, you want to know whether there's a reconciliation and things like that. So let's have a look at this into a little bit more detail here. You're welcome, May. You're welcome. Okay, so I'm actually going to go look at, let's use the romantic tarot. It's interesting because I keep getting steered. Now, I got Pleasure Oracle here. I don't know why. I was surprised to pull this out. But let's have a look. For some reason. So have a look at the romantic tarot. Shraddha. Oh, why did I do that for? Sorry. Didn't mean to do that. I was looking for yolk. Shraddha, I'll do you soon. Sorry. Welcome, welcome. Didn't mean to do that. I was looking for yolk's question. Yeah. Didn't mean to do that. Didn't mean to do that one. That was not the list that I was up to. So I'm looking. Oh, yes, Mizrak, I'm waiting for a question from. Mizrak, I'm waiting for a question. And then Shraddha. Yes, sorry. Shraddha, you are on that list. Sorry. I was waiting for Mizrak's question as well, but I'm not quite sure where that is. So I am. So this is where I am up to. See, I wasn't really watching the list, so I wasn't sure. Well, deep I'll reconcile. Oh, okay. For some reason, I'm just going to do 2, and for some reason, I've got to do. I was just thinking, even though you haven't donated, I have got to do. Sometimes this happens where I just got to do. Oh, interesting card. Okay. So we've got here, is there reconciliation? Here we've got 4 of Swords. I think it's important that you take some time out for yourself. I think there's a lot of healing to be done because we've got the 5 of Swords as well. It's interesting because we get the 4 of Swords, 5 of Swords, one step at a time, taking care of yourself, nurturing your mind. I think there's a lot of reflecting to be done. I think there's a lot of healing to do. There's a lot of time out for yourself is so important here. And the card, it's interesting, the power of no. A person who values themselves as much as anyone else, who knows their innate worth, is a person with a sovereign sense of boundaries. Their moral compass points in all directions. They don't cross another person's boundary, and they don't tolerate theirs being crossed. This is no easy thing for those of us trained to be okay with being stepped on. So what are your romantic non-negotiables? Your sensual no-nos, your communication must-haves. Write an exhaustive list. Don't stop exploring until you know exactly what you will and won't tolerate when it comes to boundaries. Dig them up like a precious stone, then hold them dear. Don't let anyone swipe them. So, Shraddha, I think it's really important here for you to have those boundaries. I think that there's a lot of self-healing to be done before you could think about reconciliation with Deepu. I think there's a lot of sense of taking care of yourself right now. Okay, don't worry about reconciliation. I think there's a lot of self-healing to be done. It's about valuing yourself. Okay, that's super important here. Okay, so hi Alan, how are you? Don't know why that I needed to do that, but that came in, so listen to Spirit. Right, so boundaries, Shraddha. Boundaries. Okay, I'm waiting for Yilk's more question, whether they want what information they want to further their journey, to feel empowered, to feel in control. So what's next in the list? So I'm just waiting for Yilk's question. Yilk's question. Okay, so because I donated, right? So I'm just doing donations at the moment. Right. Yolk's question. Right, and then I'll get back into doing the free list, which Egyptian Famous has done for me. So I'm waiting for Mizrak and Rachel. Mizrak and Rachel. Rachel, I just need your question in, please. Mizrak and Rachel, and then third person is Sheila. Sheila? Right, does Samson wish more communication with me and meet up? Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I think we will do, actually, I keep getting the Meraki Tarot. Let's just pull these cards out. Sorry, just takes me a minute. Takes me a second to make sure I got all the cards. Okay, now. Whew, right. Hi, Bessel, how are you? Right, Samson. Well, it feels like he's hanging around waiting. It definitely feels like there's a hanging around, waiting, limbo, looking at all options. Whoa. What happened here? Whew. Okay, so whatever needs to come out. Be on top. Okay. Okay, hanging around. Definitely feels like they're just hanging around. Definitely feels like wishing for more. Okay, there are some choices to be made. Definitely feels like it's with Two of Wands is about choices. Okay, we've got the Hanged Man, which I feel like is very much in limbo, waiting, in suspension. Okay, here you've got the Star, and I get the words wishing for more. Okay, and then we've got the Two of Wands, which is that sense of choices yet to be made. So there are some choices that are yet to be made, some decisions to be made. And then we've got Nine of Wands. And I do feel like maybe they're dealing with some past hurts or wounds, but they're very much a survivor. Like I get that sense of waiting. They're waiting for more. Waiting is what I get here when I look at these cards, with this waiting and wishing and sense of pausing for a moment and looking ahead. It's a lot about pausing, stop. All these cards are very much in the stagnant, so they're just waiting for more before any action can actually be taken. So no action is actually taken at the moment, but they're waiting for something to happen. So I think it'd be quite important to maybe just suggest the idea. Yeah, well, I think you just need to communicate. You need to talk. I think you need to, I get that sense of just saying, hey, let's catch up for a coffee. Just very casual. Very casual. Hey, let's meet up for a coffee. Start small. Let's hang out for a bit of time or whatever. Just, yeah, some guys need a whack over the head with it. I think you need to sort of, in a way, I think you need to ask. Yeah, because they're waiting. They're waiting. Yeah. Maybe you just need to ask, hey, let's meet up for a coffee. I think you need to be straight out. Hey, let's meet up for a coffee. Let them know. Because there's a lot of pausing, a lot of waiting going on here. Unsure of what to do next. So I think you need to just ask, communicate. So let's have a look at the spirit animal with that. I didn't quite finish with that yet. Okay, so what do you need to know? there's a lot of waiting around, so you've got to decide. So yeah, if he doesn't reply, then you know your answer, but I get a sense of a lot of waiting around. So what do you need to know? Let's look at the spirit animal. Okay, there's a lot of healing going on. So I think, yeah, I think it's important for you just to ask, and then because I feel like there's a lot of waiting around, and that's going to allow the healing to take place once you know the situation. So that's really important there. So I think snake is about shedding old skins, allowing yourself to sort of move through the process as well. So yeah, I think there's a lot of healing. So I think once you've asked, I think instead of just waiting around, I think sometimes it's best just to ask, hey, let's meet up for a coffee. And then if he does or doesn't reply, then you've got your answers, and then you've got that sense to sort of shed old skins and move forward in the direction that you want, basically. So yeah. Right, so Egyptian famous, thank you very much. Right, so welcome everybody who's yet to be added or who's added to the list. Egyptian famous has done a fantastic job and been adding the list as we go. So Mizrak, Rachel, Sheely to start with. Right, Rachel. I did try to one. So right. So you're looking for reconciliation in what's going on here. So what I'm going to use is the Waterfall Tarot, actually, with this one here. Okay, so we'll come back to reconciliation. And so what do you need to know in regards? Rachel needs to know what's coming back with M, with Aries. What's happening here? What's this connection? What's happening? Is there reconciliation? Well, okay. Ooh, I think it's about taking back your power, your strength here. Okay, with the Knight of Wands, I get the sense of moving forward. It's time to move forward. Okay, I think it's going to take you a lot of strength, a lot of courage to sort of move forward. You've stopped talking. Okay, so it's time for you to move forward here. I do get a sense of Nine of Wands have popped out as well, so I'm going to include this in the reading here. Okay, so we get the sense of being a survivor. I feel very trapped. I feel like you're very trapped in this situation. Okay, so I feel like it's time for you to move on. It's time for you to really sort of use your inner strength to make some changes, to move forward, to I feel very trapped. I feel like you're very stuck and unable to move forward. Okay, so I feel like there's a need to move, need to sort of become unstuck. I feel like they're very much, I want to say in your head about the situation here. Yeah, it doesn't matter if it's not bad terms. I think you just need to look at what's going on here for yourself. I feel very stuck in this energy, and it's stopping you from moving, both of you moving forward. I feel like there's a very stuck energy here, and it's going to take a lot of inner courage, a lot of strength to move out of this situation here. I think there's a lot of reflecting going on, a lot of contemplation. I feel very trapped with this. This is making me feel very, very trapped with the situation. You're unable to move in any direction here. I feel like there's a lot about moving backwards. It's interesting. Instead of moving forward. A lot of hesitation. You know, even when it's not good, even when it's good terms and things like that, sometimes there's a need. I think you're making yourself very stuck with this reconciliation. You're not really moving forward in any way. So time to maybe use that courage to take care of self, move forward. Right, Ms. Rack, just need your question. Ms. Rack, I'm just waiting for your question here. And then I've got, let's have a look at this list. So I've got Sheila and then Alan. No, Ms. Rick, I just need a question. Thank you. So I'm waiting for Ms. Rick and Sheila. So, oh, Ms. Rick, general reading. Thank you, Ms. Rick. Cool. General reading. So let's have a look. So taking a breath for a second. Sorry, guys. Just let's use Ms. Rick. Let's have a look. I'll use Tower of the Divine. Egyptian Famous is doing a great job, so make sure you read. You can see where you are on the list and when to type in your question. I'm doing 3 at a time. So you can see where I'm at and who's next and where I'm at. Okay, so what's going on here? Okay, first thing about celebrating life, spending time with quality friends is really important here. I think quality friends are super important here. Are very much about celebrating life in many ways. All about attainment. I get the words attainment like there's a gain with the situation, like you're going to achieve. When you have that sense of happiness and joy and celebrating life and being with those of like mind, you gain a lot. You gain this abundance, this prosperity in your life is what I'm getting here. A gain in your prosperity here. So look at celebrating with like-minded souls, spending time with people who are similar for you allows you to have that gain, that emotion, that sense of abundance and prosperity in your life. That's really important for you, Ms. Rack, to really sort of focus on celebrating who you are, people that are like-minded, that are similar, that you're connected to, a sense of soul connection in a way, spending people that you feel that connection with on a real soul level, and they show you that respect. They show you that emotional connection there. They're giving to you unconditionally, with that connection there. That's really important for you. Can feel that they give to you as much as you are giving to them. That sense of balance. You're receiving from them as much as you're giving to them. That balance is really important there. That sense of expansion and growth in your emotional needs is really, really important there. And that's going to allow you to have that abundance, that prosperity, feeling like you've got that gain in your life. That's something that you need to sort of focus on here. What makes you happy? What gives you that emotional growth and development in your life? Who gives you that? Who has that sense of connection with you? Something there. Okay, so the list is just about closed, Egyptian Famous. I'm just going to wrap up these last few that are on this list. So let me do Celie and then Alan. Oh, interesting. So let's do, Oh, I feel like I'm going to do, actually, I was going to do the angels, and the occult tarot just stood out to me. Interesting. I don't know why the occult stood out, which is sort of like the demons of the fall, you know, fallen angels, the demons of the occult world. So that was interesting. It was a bit weird, but yes, let's go with it. Right. So, what's going on here? Teaching me boundaries. Okay, let's have a look. See what you've got here. What's going on with Celie? With Celie, with the Steve account, Snapchat, fake account, Scorpio. Let's have a look. The Steve get into life. What's going on here with Celie? Let's have a look. Don't forget, if you guys donate, the money goes straight back into the channel. It allows me to pay for things that allow me to give back to you in regards to websites, blogs, bits and pieces here. So, interesting. Got the Page of Wands. The Page of Wands to me is the messenger. So it's very much about listening to the message that you're getting within yourself, trusting that sense of intuition in a way. I get that sense of trusting your gut instinct, trusting your spirituality, the beliefs and things that you have. Very much of a youthful sort of energy coming in, immature energy, very much of an immature sort of energy coming in here. It's allowing you to feel like, yeah, there's definitely about treasure, where you've got the Empress here, and I know what the Empress is normally about, motherhood, that sense of abundance, prosperity, and things like that. But I feel like it also looks at what's been hidden. I think there's some hidden treasures in this message that you're getting here. So yeah, I really feel like it's, I think it's for you for boundaries here. I think it's very much about boundaries. I think if it's someone that you don't personally know on Snapchat, I think it's important to create those boundaries to actually go, hey, no, I don't know you personally, or you're not who I want in my life. I think it's about trusting those messages that you're getting here. Messages, trust. What was your gut instinct with this situation when you first got this message? What was your first thought? And I think you need to go with that first thought without over-analyzing it, without that doubt creeping in. I think you need to trust that message that you got, that initial message, that when that Snapchat account came up with the Steve guy, I think you need to trust that gut instinct. Ellen, I got your message. You don't need to keep typing. Just typing it in once is fine. Thanks. Okay, guys, I'm just going to wrap up now. This is the end of so everybody who's come in, this is it. So I will wrap up. I'll do everyone's readings now. Everybody's into the list. I'm going to be wrapping up. Right, so I think you need to trust your intuition, Celie. Trust your gut instinct in the situation. I think it's time for you to just trust that message that came through initially with the situation here. I think that's really important. Right, Alan, got your message. Right, cool. You're next. Got that. Right, okay. So who's next on the list that I'm waiting for? Kenneth, Monica, and Bethel. Cool. Intuitive chosen one, you'll be the last one. Depending on timing, but I've got about half an hour. So is money coming your way? So you're looking at finances here. So let's do Victorian steampunk. Let's have a look. Money coming your way. What's happening with the finances? So Alan, what's coming? Okay, the card that flew over was 3 of Beads. Heartbreak. Okay, so you might not be getting as much money as you were hoping for. Basically, feels here that there is that heartbreak. Oh, card that flew out. Let's have a look. Oh, you may not get as money as you want. It's all about what you're focusing on. I think there's some other things that you can do to create the money that you want. At this stage, though, the answer is no. You're not going to get as much money or what you're wanting to come in. I think there's a lot of, with what you're focusing on, I feel like there's a lot of that sense of, no, I just get that sense of with the 5 of dragonflies here, which is like 5 of cups, is the answer is no. I just don't feel like the money's going to come your way at this time. I think something's being held up or delayed, or it could be to do with the way you're focusing. I think you just need to try and maybe manifest, do something to create. But with what's going on at the moment, no. Unless things change for you, Alan. I think this is sort of like saying, hey, look, what can you do to create more money? At this stage, no, you're going to be heartbroken, but depends on what you decide to focus on. It's very much about what you decide to focus on. So you can manifest, you can create a way to make more money, to create better finances. Okay, it's all about what you choose to do next. But at this stage, if you keep going on this current energy and not do anything, then the answer is no. You'll get that sense of there. Yeah, heartbroken in terms of money. It definitely feels so, like if you keep on the same path and do nothing, then you'll get nothing. But if you choose to change your focus, if you create another avenue, I feel like there's a need to create another avenue in regards to the finances, Alan. I feel like there's something that you need to do to create a little bit of extra money. If you want to create the extra money, you can. It's all about what you choose to do. No, not in love. Nothing to do with love. This is nothing to do with love. This is not about love. This is totally about finances here. The question was about money, and that's what we've got here in context. Yeah, not love. Okay. Yeah, totally about money. It's a betrayal. It's a mind. It's a mental thoughts. We're totally in context with the finances side of things. So, yeah, it's all about what you choose to do. You can create another avenue in regards to money, but at the moment, no. Oh, yeah. Right. What's next? So, right. Intuitive. Don't type your question in just yet. Not quite ready for you. So, next on my list, who's here? So, Kanat, Monica, and Bethel first. So this is who I'm waiting for questions. Kanat, Monica, and Bethel. If you're still here, can you please type in your questions? And then I'll do Mira, Myra, Mary, Faheen, and then Intuitive Chosen One is the last one. So that's all I'm doing. Oh, yeah, I know. That's okay. That's why I typed that in. That's why it's in the description box down below. That's why it's quite important to read. When you go into a chat, it's quite important, I find, for me. What I do is, if I'm going into a chat, I actually read the description box first. If I read the description box first, usually gives me instructions on what the reader's expecting. Okay, so that's a little clue for you if you go into different readers, because different readers will have different methods and things like that. So at the moment, I'm waiting for Kanat, Monica, and Bethel. And then I'll do Maria, Myra, Mary, and Faheen. Right, so let me have a look and see if I've got Kanat. Can't see if Kanat's put their message through. So I go through and do the list that Egyptian Famous has done for me. One of my mods. Fantastic. So it allows me. So can it? Yeah, I'm waiting for a question. So Monica, let's have a look, see if you've typed in your question. Hi Monica, let's have a look. Can I join the list? Yes. And Bethel, she knows the list. Just seeing if anyone's put in their questions. So I'm just waiting to see what questions we've got, because we've got a bit of time, so that's okay. I know everyone takes a little bit of time. Then I've got Mary, and then Faheen, and then I've got Intuitive Chosen One. And that's the last one I'm doing, because I've got a bit of time. I'm not in any particular hurry after I've done these, but I just wanted to, because I would like to catch up with Tarot Oracles chat if I can today. So I'm just waiting to see who's coming through in regards to questions. So I'm just waiting to see. I'm just waiting to see who's here in regards to Kenneth, Monica, Bethel, and Maria. If you post your question and just post it in once, because then I'll scroll back. So please just type your question in once, and then I'll scroll back. I'll scroll back to it. So if you've typed your if you're here, please type your question in. Type it in once, and then I'll scroll back. This is what I'm doing now. I'm doing these questions now. And I don't know who's still here, so I'm just waiting. So I'm just give me a minute. I'm just breathing for a second. I'm just going to throw in another incense stick. So let's have a look. What are we going to do? Let's do an angel guide in regards to incense. Now I know someone's had a head injury. Someone's passed who's had a head injury. But it was a while ago. It's not recent. Now I'm getting it. I'm getting the energy like someone's been knocked on their head, passed not recently, quite a while ago, and it was the left side that they were head injury. Head injury on the left side. Someone who's passed. Now, trying to work out, who are you? Who are you? Sorry, guys, I'm just going to take this minute to take a breath to just work out who this person is in spirit. They're just giving me the head injury, left side. Feels like someone hit them. I don't see any vehicles involved. Feel like they were hit on the head. I feel like it was an assault. Feels like it was an assault. Now this was a guy fight. I feel like it was a fight. Now I get a quite youthful guy, a youthful man. No, not a man. Well, he felt he was a man. I think he was quite youthful adult. So maybe not quite 18. Interesting. I don't get him as quite 18. I feel like he might be 17, not quite 18. Youthful guy, hit on the head with an assault energy. Whew. No, Bethel, just type in your question. Thanks. Okay, so youthful guy, 17-ish, not quite 18, head injury on the left side, quite specific. Fight, assault. He's just showing me this. He's just showing me that he was in was an assault. Whew. I'm trying to work out who this is actually for. At the moment, he's just saying, you know, like, I'm a man, even though I wasn't 18. So I feel like he was quite, he wasn't short or anything. I felt like he was quite tall. I want to say he was quite stocky, you know, like he wasn't small, but he was in an assault. So I don't know who this was or who's around, who this is actually for, but I feel like he's around you. Like I felt like even though he was younger than you, you looked up at him like he was taller than you. I feel like he's looking down at you, even though you may have been older. He may have been younger. Whew, I don't know who this is for, this message for, but this is all about the sense of I'm around you, I'm with you, I see you. I got the words hate your music but love you. So it might have been someone that you clashed in regards to music tastes. This is weird. Anyway, don't know who that message was for, but I hate your music and I love you. Head injury. Right. Let's do this incense and then I'll start finishing off the readings. So if anyone could have related to that, please let me know, because they sort of have just walked off. I don't have the headache anymore, so I don't feel like I've got the head injury anymore, the head being assault. Feels like they just stopped. Kanat, oh, I need your message, please. I need Kanat. I need your question. I need the questions from people here. Right, so I'm going to do Bethel from here. So if you're on that list, please make sure you've typed your question in once. Bethel, what's coming towards you in the next 3 months? So let's do Lord of the Rings. Oh, slow Wi-Fi, no worries. Just type your question in and I'll do you next. Yep, that's brilliant. If you're still, that's cool. We'll get, if you've typed in your question once, I will get to you. So next 3 months, what's happening in the next 3 months for you, Bethel? Let's have a look. Oh, okay. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. So we've got the sun shining on the situation. I feel like things are being exposed, brought out into the open. I feel like there's a new day for you. Okay, because it does feel like you're going through a lot of changes, a lot of transformations. I feel like things are quite explosive for you in some way, with this sense of things ending for new beginnings to arrive. Okay, so that's why I feel like things are being brought out in the open. It allows things to change and develop, and it gives you the look at what your potential is. I feel like there's a thing for you in the next 3 months to really look at your own potential. What are you actually capable of achieving? That's really important for you, Bethel. I feel like there's a lot about things being brought out into the open. There's a lot of transformation, a lot of changes, and a lot of things coming up that gives you your potential, Bethel. It's about you looking and acknowledging what you're actually capable of achieving here. What are you capable of achieving? About acknowledging that and look at it and saying, hey, look, this is what I'm capable of. This is what I'm able to achieve. You know, in your mind. I feel like in your mind eyes to really sort of get that, to see what comes out into the open. I feel like I'm getting a lot about exposure coming in, and that comes through with this sense here with the volcano here, with things coming out. It's interesting because I got that with the sun, like things were coming into view, like things were being exposed, and then I get this burst of energy coming in here, which gives us this potential to look at your own potential, what you're actually capable of. So I feel like there's a lot coming in for you here. Okay, Hana, let's have a look here. What's coming in for your connection with Chav? You haven't been in contact for a little while she's recently reached out again. You haven't been in contact for a while, but she's recently reached out again. So let's have a look here at I'm going to use the Chakra Wisdom Tarot here. So what's going on? Oh, jeepers. Pull that out of my hands. You're welcome, Bethel. Right, I'm going to do mirror coming up, and then I'll be ready for the next lot of questions. So if you're on the list, please make sure you've typed your question in once, and if you've posted, let me know that you've posted your question. Right, so what's coming in with your connection with Chav? Okay, first thing, I feel like you're holding on to stuff. Something's being held on to something, like you're holding on to it, and it doesn't necessarily mean that it's good for you just because you're holding on to it. Interesting, with 8 of Wands is about moving forward. So I feel like you're stopped from moving forward because you're holding on to something. So it's time to let something go so that you can move forward again. So what's coming up with you? I feel like that's holding you back. I feel like this is holding you back. It's stopping you from moving forward with your own passions, your own creativity in your life. I feel like you're being held back. You're being stopped. With having the 4 of Coins here, it's stopping you from actually moving forward. So I think it's important that you look at what you need to release and let go. Acknowledge what you're actually holding on to here. Okay, intuitive chosen one, thank you very much. Okay, so really important for you to look at what are you actually holding on to in regards to the situation. What's stopping you from actually moving forward with passion, with creativity, with new desires, with new possibilities, new energy. I feel very much that you're being held back. But something you've got to decide for yourself. Okay, so let's have a look at the questions here. Let's have a look at who we've got on the list. Okay. So who's on the list? Who have I missed? So if you're on this list and you haven't posted your question, please post your question once and let me know that you've posted it. Okay, so I'm looking for So if you're on the list and I haven't done your question, like Monica, Maria, and so I'll do Myra's one here. So if you're on the list and you haven't typed in your question, please make sure it's typed in. Make sure it's typed in once and let me know. So how will your subliminal glow up go and people's reactions with the sounds on YouTube with affirmations like manifesting that changes face, body, and ear? So you want to go in about this. So let's go into the hocus. I'm going to use Hocus Pocus. Okay, so what's people's reactions? What's going on here with this? Reactions be okay. Ace of Candles tells us that there's going to be a breakthrough, an understanding. So I think this got potential. There is about new beginnings. It will bring about new beginnings to the life. And here again, interesting because I got the words potential when we get Ace of Pumpkins. So here it's about new beginning. I think it's going to create a lot of new beginnings for people. I think it's a real positive thing. I think the potential is for whatever people decide to use it for. Within themselves. I think it's going to give people a breakthrough and understanding of something new here. So I think that's really important here. I think that's yeah, I think that's really important. I think it's going to give you the people a chance to bring in a new beginning to their life, new possibilities. Okay, so just waiting for these last few to do. Thank you very much. So I hope everyone's typed in their questions and I'll just do them and everyone who types in a question will get their questions answered. And Egyptian Famous, because of everything you've done with doing the list, if you've got another question, I'm more than happy to answer that question for you as I wrap it up. You know, you'll be the last, but I'll definitely give you another. If you've got more information that you want to know about with the reading I gave you, want to know a little bit more information, please, if you just want another more, you know, just let me know if you've got another question. Anyway, so I'm going to do, so Intuitive Chosen One, need your question, Faheen, yep. You're welcome, Egyptian Famous. You do such a great job. I know you're working and I know you're busy, and I really appreciate you doing the list and letting people know what to expect and everything like that. It's all a huge help. It makes it so much easier for me not having to keep typing out the list. So I want to give you a little something for saying that, you know, a little thank you in a way. So for being such a great mod. Right, so I'm waiting for some questions, so I will do Fareen's question here. Let me just do this while I wait for Intuitive Chosen One, otherwise I'm going to be around for too long and I've only got a certain amount of time. So what does my husband think of me now you're in separation? Oh, I think for this one here, oh gee, just got the, let's do Crystal Power Tarot. Crystal Power Tarot. Let's do this one. What's going on with this? What's going on with your husband? What does he think of you now you're actually in separation? Okay, so what's actually going on here? Actually got reversed with the Magician. Whew. Okay. I feel like your husband doesn't really see you. Okay. I get a sense that they sort of, they don't really see you, basically, is what I'm getting here. They don't really see who you truly are. They only see what they want to see. Okay. With the Magician here reversed, I get a sense of they're only seeing what they want to see. They're not really seeing the truth of the situation. They're not looking beyond the surface. They're only seeing what they want to see. They're very much about, I want to say, I get the words blinded. I don't know why, but I got words blinded. But I get the sense of really not, yeah, I just get that they're not really seeing what they need to see. They're only seeing what they want to see in this situation. They're not looking, they're stuck from looking beyond the surface. They're stuck from really reflecting on the truth and the facts of the situation, of creating stability or foundations. I feel like they're very much wound up in their own mind, their own thoughts, their own emotions. They're not grounded, put it that way. I don't feel like they're grounded in the situation. I feel like they're very much in their head. They've got their own perception and stuff. So remember, it's just their perception that they're wound up and they don't really see beyond the surface. They are very much looking at what they perceive in this situation. They're wound up in their own thoughts, their own little world. They're wound up in their own little world. Fahim. I feel like they're wound up in their own little world. They don't see beyond the surface. They don't see what you're capable of. I do feel like they are very much in their own little world. Okay, with the Four of Swords here, I do feel like they've retreated from the facts. I feel like they've retreated from the facts. So things are not quite, way you'd want them to be or anything like that. But I do feel like they're wound up in their own little world. They've got their own, yeah. Okay. So I'm just waiting for Intuitive Chosen One's question as well. For anyone who has not had a reading today, can you please make sure you type in your question, please? So Faheen, yeah. So Intuitive One here. So here we go. Got your question. Is Leo spying on you? You're welcome. Right. So, sorry, I didn't see your question there. I just thought I deleted, but I'll repost it. Is JW Leo spying and watching me? Okay, so let's do... Let's do Labyrinth Tarot for this one here. Right. Yeah. Oh, good. You just put that there. Brilliant. Thanks, Intuitive Chosen One. Is JW spying and watching you? Right, let's have a look here. So I'm ending soon. I've really got to get going. I'm already 1.5 hours. So I'm just going to do Egyptian Famous. That was my last one, I think, from anyone who was from the last half hour. Because I'm on for, I do an hour, and then from that hour, I just do the wrap up. So anyone who came in that first hour, basically, is the wrap up, because I've got to get going. So Egyptian Famous, you're my last one. Is JW spying and watching on you? Let's have a look. First one we've got of King of Junks. So it's like they're looking for opportunities. So I get that sense of, yes, they're watching you. I don't know if they're actually spying, but they're watching you. Definitely watching you. Okay. Feels like they're looking for something. They're moving through new cycles, They're afraid of something. Feels very much like they're afraid of something. They're dealing with their emotions. Their emotions are on a bit of a cycle. Yeah. So yeah, is JW watching you? Yes, the answer is yes, very much so, with the sense of the King of Junk is very much about looking for opportunities. And with the moon here, I also get that sense of unconsciousness. Definitely feels like they're watching you. They've definitely got that connection, that they're watching you. Right, Egyptian famous. Let's have a look. So this is the last reading here, because this is really on my last bit. Don't forget, you can also book for a private reading as well. Book through Ko-Fi. Oh, the first card that I did was the King of Junk, which is like the King of Pentacles. Mirror, you're back. Right, so this is the last thing. So what's your spiritual self doing around you? So let's do the Dark Goddess Tarot in this one. So I've done everyone who's popped in a question. I have done. So if you haven't popped in your question, unconscious, yeah, could be. I use more, for me, the if we're talking about secrets, to me the High Priestess would be more about secrets to be revealed, but it could be unconscious. What's hidden? Yeah, it could be secrets. Yeah, definitely. But it definitely feels like he's watching you. So what is your spiritual self? Egyptian famous. What's your spiritual self? And I'm using the Dark Goddess. She knows. Okay, so what's your spiritual self doing around you? Your spiritual energy. So let's have a look here. So we're looking at Skadi, Amazon of Air. Strategizing. I think your spiritual self is trying to make some plans, trying to strategize, trying to communicate. You got that air energy, and you got that movement forward. Amazon of Air is about moving forward, planning, strategizing. Can be about rushing ahead. Be careful about rushing ahead. So it's reminding you to sort of slow down. And it's interesting because you got Hag of Air as well. So that's all about that sense of, I want to say, analyzing the situation. I think your spiritual self is trying to reconcile. I want to say reconcile that information that you've got coming in spiritually with your heart and your communication, your heart, I think it's trying to sort of reconcile your chakras in a way, regard your mind, your third eye, the messages coming through. Your spiritual self is trying to reconcile with your physical self as well, and your emotional. So I feel like there's a trying to be a reconciliation within your body. Here I get a sense of over-analyzing, a sense of analyzing the situation, doing a lot of thinking. Your spiritual self is doing a lot of thinking and trying to reconcile with your heart and your with your heart and your body, your heart and your emotional and your physical self. I think there's a sense of reconciliation, trying to reconcile, assimilate, trying to assimilate the information that you got coming through spiritually, so that you can make the plans and ideas that need to happen here. So I do feel like there's a lot of reconciliation going on. It's interesting, a lot of assimilation, trying to bring things together in some way so you can move forward without rushing. I think there's a lot of sort of standing up. I think your spiritual self is trying to stand up for your own beliefs, your own ideas, your own plans, without letting your heart override it, without your... So I think there's a lot of stuff like that going into play here. So I just want to pull out. It's interesting. I thought it was going to be something else, but I'm getting a lot of the Keepers of Light Oracle for some reason, which is quite... I've got Kyle Gray's Keepers of Light. You're welcome, Intuitive Chosen One. Oh, that flew out. Holy Amethyst. Divine Alchemy. It's asking that, okay, your spiritual self is trying to move beyond current challenges. It's really trying to move on from any challenges and things that are going on spiritually for you, Egyptian Famous. So it feels like you're, yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on with your spiritual energy, your spiritual self, your higher self, trying to sort of assimilate your mind, body, and spirit, trying to, you know, especially with your emotions and things, like trying to assimilate stuff. Seems to be a lot of analyzing the situation spiritually. Look at how you can stand up for your convictions, your beliefs. Okay, I think there's a lot of that going on there, and it's really about moving beyond the current challenges here, being able to focus on how you can move beyond what's going on for you in regards to the situation. So interesting reading there. Right, it's really time for me to quit. It is time. I've been on for far too long. Been on for longer than I wanted to. I need to take a bit of a break. I've only got like an hour or so. Got a few things that I need to get done. So yeah. Whew, that's it for me. I am exhausted, especially with that medium. I don't know who that mediumship reading was for. Maybe it's for somebody else who comes in and watches the chat later. So that young guy coming in with that head injury, assault, left side, quite young, but fairly tall. Yeah, definitely felt like that energy coming through. So I don't know who that spiritual reading was actually for, that mediumship that I actually did coming through. So take care, everybody. You're welcome, guys. You're welcome, Mirror. You're welcome, Intuitive Chosen One. So yeah, there's definitely a lot going on there. So that's it from me. So yeah, that's it. Oh my God, the wind's just gone mad. It is crazy. Place is rocking. Caravan's rocking. Okay.